Christine and the Queens. Yeah, Christine Queens is a group, or I guess an artist, as we're talking about.
Yeah.
Heloise Letizier, who I think we've really appreciated their work, and I think as we've talked about on a few of our end of year podcasts, there are moments when Christine and the Queens really captures us, and is really impressive music wise. But I think we've kind of been waiting for that one project that really like blows us away, or at least I feel like I have.
Yeah.
Like an up and coming name, but waiting for them to really establish themselves. Do you feel like on this newest album, Red boy, good luck reading this one. Redcar, Les Adorables Étoiles. I
Yeah.
think I nailed that.
I want to pronounce it. I want to pronounce it like with Spanish. Like
Yeah,
adorables étoiles, but it's not. It's French.
it's definitely French for sure. Do you feel like Christine and the Queens has finally established himself?
Yeah, that's a great question. As you alluded to, we both loved "People I've Been Sad," one of her 2020 singles off that La Vida Nuovo EP. But this is the third Chris album, first one since 2018's Chris. So I think there was a lot of hype and anticipation for this, though, because Christine and the Queens has gotten even more awareness as an artist like this can. Not a mainstream artist, not making populist stuff at all, but through an association with people like Carolyn Polachek and Charlie XCX, getting an awareness on the internet in these more avant-garde pop spaces. So there was a lot of people looking for Redcar, I would imagine, and I certainly was. But man, I really struggle with this album, to be honest. There was a few moments, but it's not about the language barrier, because he sang in French and Italian on the last one, but it has nothing to do with that. It's just I just found this one a bit formless, a bit tough to grasp. Honestly, not that the sonics are the same, but the feeling I had reminded me of Perfume Genius's last album, which felt very high concept, but almost impossible to grasp. So while I appreciated the listen of Redcar, I had a hard time really getting into it.
So I had a similar experience, and that is actually interesting to hear you mention Perfume Genius, because I think I didn't feel like it was quite to the level of Perfume Genius's last album, but I think the vibe overall reminds me of Perfume Genius's last couple albums. And I think there's some really great songs on here, but then a few that just felt a little bit listless and a little bit like I don't know if uninspired is the right way to say it. I guess maybe just like undercooked a little bit. Like I was waiting for some sort of flourish at the end to really like drive something home, really like take it to the next level, and it never really quite did that for me. I think the songs I tended to really like gravitate towards were the ones where I felt like her or his vocal performance was really like capturing me. Like the second song, "Tu sais Quil me fall." I totally
Mhm.
butchered that. I apologize for my French. Not a French speaker over here. Um, I mean, Heloise is just absolutely ripping it on that song, and the drums are driving that, and there's this like passion and this energy behind it. And I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, this is exactly what I was hoping for. Really set me up to think the rest of the album is going to be that way. And you know, just a few songs later, Ryan Dyer, I felt like I wanted to fall asleep and just start skipping through. So it was definitely up and down for me. I'm glad that
Yeah.
you felt the same. Tell me about the moments you liked.
Yeah, so I enjoyed towards the end "Looking for Love," one of the few English titled ones. I think the drum tempo on that was a welcome change of pace.
Hmm.
Some of the other Christine and the Queen's music is a bit more pop leaning, and Redcar really gets away from that and is more about this like kind of grand operatic build. It's very much in concert with the live performances he's been up to over in Europe, which have been getting, I think, pretty strong reviews for the kind of extravagance that they're bringing out to the live show, experience. But just as like an album, I don't know if it translates that well. But Looking for Love, I enjoyed, and also toward even after that, Combien de Temps, thought was pretty good
Yeah.
as well. Just because like some of those moments, like they kind of grab you because they just sound like they have more personality and like energy than some of the other stuff. And like I have a hard time sitting with these kind of like long building albums that don't have those flourishes, as you said. They don't have that like those like flash pan moments that really grab you and bring you back in to the listen. So yeah, definitely. Unfortunately, disappointing to me.
I agree with the two that you shouted out. Looking for Love and Combien des Temps I thought was great. I love the like jazzy piano on Combien des Temps that kind of like runs throughout the whole song. I feel like that'd be a really cool song to see live. Um but yeah, overall I feel like we're still kind of waiting for that Christine album that's gonna just totally propel him to stardom. And I mean, we know that he has it in him, so
Yep.
looking forward to it. I'm sure we're gonna get it at some point.